Alright, so I haven't posted in like, what, 2.5 weeks. It's because I haven't really got anything new. There hasn't really been anything to film, so there hasn't been any point in making a video. But today, I did get something new. Actually, it was yesterday, but today we're going to talk about what I got new, and then also I'm going to give you guys an update on some of the tanks, because I just realized like the last several videos of mine have been nothing but pond videos, so you guys haven't seen any of the tanks in like over a month. So I'm going to give you guys a good update on some of the tanks today and talk about a few other things. But before we get to all that, I do want to say that a company by the name of Polly did reach out to me. It's a pet company. They have things on there for all different types of pets. They have things for dogs, cats, guinea pigs, rabbits, birds, hamsters, all kinds of things. They actually have some aquarium decor on there. I actually ordered one volcano thing and then also 2 Hawaiian shirts for my dog, so when they get here I will show them to you guys. But they have some really cool things on there, very high quality products, and you can use my code PF10 at checkout and you'll get 30% off of your purchase. And every time that you use that code, it actually helps me out. And well, let's just say all these ponds, tanks, and fish and turtles, they ain't cheap, not only to take care of, but to feed, to get new things for, and just to get new things overall involving all those things that I just listed. So even if you don't plan on buying anything, just go check them out. I'll have them linked down below in the description. So obviously, as the title says, I did get a new Florida Gar, and he was just a little bit too small to go into the 800 gallon. Actually, I had actually started filming this video yesterday because I thought that's where he was going to go into. And I put him in there, but the fish, they were just showing a little bit too much interest in him. And it was mainly the Oscar, mainly the Tiger Oscar. And surprisingly, you would have thought it would have been the bass in there that were really trying to go after him, but it was really the Oscar that was annoying him. So I just didn't feel comfortable with him being in there. I couldn't put him in the next largest thing, which would have been the 300 gallon pond, because that's where I have all my goldfish and mosquito fish and obviously the marble catfish, and he would become a predator in that pond, so that wouldn't work. So the next best thing that I had was this tank right here, my Jack Dempsey's tank. And these are going to be the only 2 fish in here, at least for now. There's the Jack Dempsey chilling out back there. He knows it's getting close to feeding time. And there's the Gar, just kind of chilling out here. Obviously, this is a little bit smaller of a tank than what I would like to have him in, and he probably won't grow quite as fast as he would if he was outside in a pond or in a much bigger tank, but we'll get the job done. Right now, I would say that he is probably between 8 and 10 inches, and I need to get him up to about at least 10 to 12, if not even bigger. The last one that I had was about 14, 15 inches. For those of you who don't know, before I got the 800 gallon pond that I have now, I actually had all of my exotic fish, including the Gar, in my 300 gallon pond, and I went to do some deep cleaning on that pond one day, and I wanted to get in there, rearrange some stuff, and I didn't really want to stress out the fish all that much. So I took them out, kind of divided them up, and I took the Gar and put him in with my soft shell turtle, who isn't all that big, but he's decent size, and I did not think it'd be that big of an issue, but I had to find out the hard way that it was. I knew, you know, you can't keep fish with them and all that, but I mean, the soft shell turtle wasn't that big, and the Gar was pretty good size. So definitely learned my lesson there. Don't make the same mistake that I did, and I definitely will not be putting any fish with my soft shell turtle, I can tell you that for sure. But besides him being a little bit smaller than what I was hoping for, he looks really good. Has some nice spots on him. He's got some cool coloration on his tail, and I think he's going to do really good in here. And the benefit of having him inside in a tank is we'll get to see him a lot more up close, because obviously outside in a pond he's going to be hard to really get good shots of, and we'll be able to feed him a lot more in here, because outside in a pond, it didn't matter which pond I put him in, it would be really hard to get food to him. Even when I had my other Gar and he was like the first fish that would come up to me when I would walk outside, it was still really hard to get enough food to him because of all the other fish that were in there. These guys kind of remind me of stingrays in a way. Obviously they're 2 totally different fish, but what I mean by that is they're hard to get food to. They're hard to get a lot of food to, because a lot of fish take advantage of them, you know. So I'm not going to try to feed him today, because I really don't think he's going to eat. I actually just moved him in here this morning, actually. So he's only been in here for probably 12 hours or so. But he's doing great. He's doing really good. I'm not worried about my Jack Dempsey bothering him at all. I actually had my previous Florida Gar in this tank at one point for several months, and it was never a problem. So it's going to be fun having this guy in here. It really is. I don't know how long he's going to be in here, but just know however long it takes him to get some more size on him. We really need to thicken him up, fatten them up, get him eating really well, and get a couple more inches on him before I feel comfortable enough with putting him outside. But enough with all that, let's talk about some of the other tanks. So here's my guppy slash Endler tank. All of these guys doing really, really good. Oh, look at there. That's actually one of the babies right there. And yeah, this tank's doing great. The plants are doing great. You can see this jungle valve, look at that. I started it out back there and it has literally wrapped around these rocks. I didn't plant anything back there. I obviously couldn't with those rocks back there. And it is wrapped all the way around here and it's come all the way back out to the front. So there's that one, and I'm assuming another one will probably pop up here and it's just going to line these rocks. That's probably how it's going to do. This stuff grows kind of in a chain. Another name for it might be chain sword. It goes by a lot of different names, but yeah, it's doing great. Obviously the big Anubias, and then this is some kind of moss in here. I don't really know what it is, but I'm kind of liking it, not gonna lie, except for that fuzzy area of it on the filter back there. But I'm kind of liking it on the driftwood, and the shrimp really like it more than anything. Look at there's one of the blue velvets. I actually did get a few more of these guys. I was talking about getting some the last time I showed this tank, and I did get, I think I got like 5 or 6 more, and they're doing great in here. Obviously they're just hard to spot with all this stuff in here, but how about the mangrove tank? Yeah, so I finally got all 3 of the mangrove roots to sink down. The only issue that I'm having, not having a problem with tannins at all, but these little wood chips have started to kind of break off of them. This is nothing compared to what it would look like if I would let them sit there for about 2 weeks, but I'm constantly trying to keep it siphoned out of there. But from the fish rubbing up against it, mainly the Celadonna's doing it, and them just falling off altogether. And they seem to collect up underneath this one more than they do any of the other pieces. But yeah, tank's doing great. Fish are absolutely loving it. They are ready to be fed. So I went and grabbed some pellets. We're going to drop these in here right now. And watch these guys just go to town on them. That is not even enough, but that's about half of what I would normally feed them. Check out the electric blue Jack Dempsey's, looking great as always, all brightened up right now. These guys sometimes get moods where they don't really show a whole lot of their blue, especially that little bit smaller one. And but when it comes time to feed, man, do they brighten up. So yeah, the frontoses are doing good. You can see one right there. That's actually going to be a male. You can see that hump that he's starting to develop on his forehead, and that is more than likely going to be a female. I don't know. They need to get a little more size on them to be for sure. But that's what it is looking like. Leporinus is doing good, and all the other cichlids are doing great as well. And here is the 30-gallon Hexagon tank. It's just kind of a mirage of different types of fish. Any fish that I like get from somebody or something, I just kind of throw them in here. If they're peaceful and are small and can work in here, this is where they go. You can see I actually have some Tanganicans in here. We have a Le Lupe right there, and then we actually have a pair of Crebenzas in here, and then a Dickfeldi right there. That guy's probably my favorite fish in here next to the Le Lupe. But yeah, all the other tetras, the Buenos Aires, I actually have 4 now of the regular kind that somebody gave me, and then some of the albino kind. There's a panda barb, there's a freaking glow tetra. So yeah, there's all kinds of things in here. Now, moving on to this tank, I've got some plans for this tank. This is going to be my next scape, and this is going to be a shrimp tank. And I think what I want to do is have one type of shrimp in here, just one kind, but I want to scape this tank. I don't want to have it like how I have my guppy and Endler tank and just kind of have some rocks and driftwood in there and just kind of threw some plants in there. I really want to take my time with this tank. I'm going to keep this Sirius stone in here, and I'm actually going to wipe this sand out. We're going to get some new substrate in here, and we're going to put some plants in here, and I'm really going to try to take my time and make this tank look the best that it possibly can. And then it's going to be a shrimp tank. I don't know if I'll add any fish in here, but I know it is for sure going to be a shrimp tank. I just don't know what kind that I want to do for it. So that'll be something I'll probably be doing here in the next couple of weeks, whenever I can get the kind of gravel that I'm wanting to get for it. I'll go ahead and start scaping it right then and there. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty cool tank though. Next video, I'm going to give you guys a really good update on all 3 of the outdoor ponds. A lot, and I mean a lot, has changed with especially 2 of them. Mainly the 800-gallon pond, a lot has changed with. I'm going to do actually a small bluegill feeding to that pond in the next video. So it'll be a pretty cool video, and like I said, I'm going to give you guys a really good and in-depth update on all 3 of the ponds. And obviously, we know we might do an update on the soft-shell turtle and stuff like that. So stay tuned. I'll probably be uploading that video next Tuesday, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So moving forward with the Gar, I'm going to try to feed this guy tomorrow, see how he's eating then, and if he does eat, and we're going to get some cool clips of this guy in this tank while he is in here. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video though. If you guys did, please be sure to give it a like and also hit that subscribe button. If you guys are new to the channel, check out Polly. I'll have them as the top link down below in the description. Hope you guys have a good 4th of July, and I will catch you guys, like I said, probably next Tuesday. See you guys then. Peace.